Okay, this is now the 5-minute tarot for the 25th of May 2017. And today it's a yes-no spread that somebody else did and wasn't sure about what to do with one of the cards, as you'll see in a minute. And the circumstance is that there's a teacher who's been offered maternity leave and can go back to her old school, which would be okay. But there's another school that she likes the look of, and she wants to know whether it would be a good idea to go to this other school and not bother going back to the old one. So it's a yes-no spread, and the three cards were the King of Swords upright was the first card, so that's one yes. The middle card was the Ace of Swords upright, so that's two more yeses. So we get three yeses so far. And the last card was the World reversed, which is a no. But the reader wasn't sure. I mean, it's the World and it's reversed. So does that mean that the answer is no, even though when you do the counting, the answer is yes? And so I'd like to look at what we would do or what we could do with this particular layout to give an answer to the woman who wants to know whether she should go to the new school. So if we look at it this way, an upright card means yes and an upside down card means no. So the first card is the King of Swords. So should she go to the new school? Yes, because of the King of Swords. So this can mean that the King of Swords can be the person, the principal of the school or the head of the department. Right? I'm not sure what kind of school, it is or what kind of subject she teaches. But with the King of Swords being upright, she would get along well with or agree with or be on the same page as the principal or the head of the department. So there isn't, if the King of Swords has been reversed, then, you know, you get problems with other staff. But the King upright looks good for getting along well with the teachers because they're the ones who are in charge, as is the King. But it can also mean that she herself would be like the King of Swords. So she would have authority, even though it would be a new school for her. She would go in with a certain amount of authority and power, and people would accept that she knows what she's talking about. It's not if you've ever been a new teacher in a new school, people give you a hard time because they know you don't know what you're doing, or they know you're new. But that kind of problem that new teachers have wouldn't apply to this woman because she's represented by the King. So she gets on well with other people. She likes the staff. She likes the directors. She herself has a certain amount of power and authority as well. So that's all good. Then the middle card, the Ace of Swords upright. So should she go to the new school? Yes, because of the Ace of Swords. So again, it's swords. So she's got authority and she's got power. Also, she would have the chance to become better organized, as well as she would teach organizational skills to the students and help them be more efficient and do their homework better or get their lives in order better as well, because it's the Ace of Swords, and a keeper for this particular card is organization. So it looks good from that point of view. Also, there's a certain amount of ambition goes with the Ace of Swords. So we can say that the teacher herself would be able to fulfill some of her ambitions anyway. It's an ace for a new school and a new beginning. So she'll be able to begin to fulfill some of her ambitions in the new school, and that can be important for her. Also, I'm thinking about the students that she would have. She'd be able to help them understand and recognize their own ambitions, their children's ambitions, and help them get themselves organized enough so they themselves can begin to achieve their ambitions in life, not just academically or not just in school. So the new school looks good through the King of Swords upright and the Ace of Swords upright. Then we get the World reversed for a no. And it's a bit like with the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the World reversed. It's not so much yes, but. It's more like yes, but. So the power or the strength of what's against the new school is actually quite strong because it's the world, it's a major trump, and it's reversed, and it's the last major trump. So it can be, okay, so should you go to the new school? No, because of the world. And this can be that she misses out on the world. So it's a bit like, it could be that the thinking and the mentality of the students and the staff in the new school is actually quite narrow and limited. She would like to feel that she's part of what's going on in the world, or that she's keeping up to date with new developments with education, let's say. But she discovers, or she finds, that the school doesn't really, the school's got its own way of doing things, and it's happy with it, and it wants to keep on doing it that way. And so she might want to introduce new ideas, new teaching methods, and that doesn't work. So if that's important to her, that she can keep up to date with what's going on, it's not the right school for her, if that's what's important. And the other thing is, the world is a big place. So it could be that she wants to expand outward and have influence and have a say in a bigger picture than she's going to be able to get in the school itself. So it's a bit like the world is this size, and she can have influence. Hit the microphone. She can have influence in this tiny little bit somewhere, and that scale is too small for her, because she would ideally, I think, like to be part of something bigger, or to have a wider influence, or be involved in a wider sphere of activity and influence. And it's a bit as well that, you know how, let's say you're a teenager and all you want to do is have sex and, be a teenager. Okay. But then you get married, let's say, and you have a couple of children. So your priorities are income and nice place to live and looking after the children. And then let's say the children are older, and so your priorities change again. And so when you're in your mid-40s, behaving as if you're 14 doesn't really work. And that can be what the world reversed represents for this teacher, that she has begun a new period, a new phase of life. And it's different from what the last phase was. And so if she tries to keep doing what she had been doing and had maybe enjoyed doing, if she continues on with the old habits or the old methods into the future, it's not going to work. So it would be a good idea if she became aware of the new priorities that she's developing, or that she's more interested in, or the different and maybe more developed way of thinking or behavior, or maybe she's had enough of schools and it's time to do something different. So if she thinks about what her thinking has been and what her dreams are about and what her preferences are or are becoming, and then organize career around those new goals and new activities, that can be why the world is reversed, because she's not going to be able to do that and be comfortable with herself and her new desires in this new school. So I think it boils down to, the new school would be okay. It would have many good points in its favor, but she might feel a little bit discontented, as if something important is missing. And then we have to wonder how serious that missing element becomes that she needs to do something to bring it into her life. Okay, that was it for today, and see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.